I'm talking with senior captain Anders Bowman. Anders obviously didn't race today, a little banged up, sickness going through the team, but from your perspective, how'd the team look?
I think we showed out pretty well today. We swept the Bethany invite here, and I think we have a lot of promise in our young freshmen, but we need a few guys to step up in order to help us perform later on in the season, but so far so good.
Coach Bahr talked about this strong senior class that you have. You're obviously a part of it, fourth year here at Gustavus. What's your outlook on the season, being a senior and looking at the team that you have this year?
I think it's positive. I think we have a little growing to do, but I think through the last 3 or 4 years, the group of us have grown really close together, and I think that's going to be a really positive and helping us back run, and hopefully that'll bring us some success later on.
Obviously you're banged up now, but as a camp, as you wrap up camp this weekend, how's it gone on the men's team from your perspective as a captain?
I think it's been very positive. We had an alumni meet last week that went very well, and we had a 10-mile pretty much all-out effort the other day that showed very well for our team, so that's really encouraging.
And goals for your squad the rest of the season?
Definitely a top 5 at conference. I think if we really hit it hard, we can go top 3, and we'll just have to see how it shakes out with all of our freshmen learning the 8K distance, because that's a big step up from high school, and hopefully we don't have to count on them, but maybe one or two of them will bring us a little luck.
All right, good luck the rest of the season, Anders.
Thanks.
Talking with head coach of the men's cross country team, Bahr. Dale, how did the men run today?
Men ran very well. We held a few out. We've kind of got some sickness spreading across both the men and women, but the men's team, we had about 10 guys out that are either sick or maybe a little banged up, and we did a very hard workout earlier this week, which we kind of put our focus on, and we just figured we'd hold a few of them out. But our men that did run, they went out and they challenged themselves on a nice warm day, and they ran well. It's nice to see.
And talk about the weather. You kind of like having a warm day like this, kind of push your guys a little bit because it's going to be cooler late in the season?
Well, the heat's not something that we typically deal with late in the season. Obviously, we go into late October and November, and this is really not good weather for distance running, just because it's, you're out there for so long, and you don't need the heat to warm up your muscles, because you usually do a good 2 to 3 mile warm up. So the heat actually is more of a hindrance for them, but they have to deal with it, because we'll get through several races through the year that we'll end up dealing with the same type of heat and humidity. So it's a good test for them.
Well, Mark Bartley leads the way for the men's team. Second weekend in a row, he's running good early in the season.
Yeah, he's done some really good training. He's looking really excited, looking very strong. And he's kind of got a great attitude towards his training too, where he knows it's important to get some mileage in, but he also knows that it's important to be racing well, because, let's face it, through the season, if you're not racing well, you're not building a lot of confidence. And at the end of the season, you want to be racing your best. And he's kind of talked to him a little bit, and he's talking about taking some shots and being a little more risky early in the season, during the races. And so this is a good test for him to go out and push it by himself today. Kind of took control right at the start, and he really ran against the lead vehicle, and just kind of to see how hard he could push himself. So it was fun to see him do that.
Well, after about 2 weeks of camp and preseason training, evaluation, looking at your men's team.
It's really hard because there's a lot of season left, and there's always injuries that happen. I think, again, similar to what the women have, is our senior class really kind of understands what's going on and the type of program we want, and they're training very smart. They're training like warriors. They go out there and they're beating themselves up, but they're also resting on their recovery days. And so we brought in a good freshman class. A couple of them are banged up right now. We've got our juniors that are running strong, and we have a good freshman class, or a good sophomore class there too. So we've got a good balance again, through the different classes. And so evaluation, I think we look great. I really do. I'm excited about this season. I think we're gonna be able to make a mark come conference time. Again, we were 8th last year, and I see us pushing the top 5 for sure this year, and making that into a respectable finish for us.
Well, Coach, good luck as you head off the hill for the rest of the season here on out.
Yeah, we're away from home,
Yeah.
and so it's nice to have a couple at least in the early season. But yeah, we'll see what we can do on the road.
All right. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.